Why is eating healthy so important? Why does it do anything for me? It does so much for your body. It can prevent and control health problems. It has shown to help and prevent heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers. It is not the same as going on a diet. Diets are temporary and make you eat less food rather than the right food. Dieting can cause your body to not get the nutrients it needs while eating healthy boosts and balances the amount of nutrients in your body.
What is hunger? What are the implications of hunger?
Hunger is a feeling of discomfort or weakness caused by lack of food coupled with the desire to eat. Some implications of hunger are hungry children are sick more often and likely to be more hospitalized. Workers who experience hunger are not well prepared physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially, and cannot perform effectively in their workplace. Child hunger can lead to absenteeism and repeating of grades. And lastly, workers who experience hunger can create workforce pool that is less competitive with lower levels of educational and technical skills.
Malnutrition may not make headlines like a famine does, but not having the proper nutrients can be just as deadly. You see, hunger isn't just a stomach thing, it affects every part of the body, and these effects can last for a lifetime. For instance, a healthy brain uses 20% of the body's energy, and that energy comes from, you guessed it, food. When a child is hungry, the brain is starved. The result? Malnourished kids fall behind in school because they can't concentrate. Then, there's the heart. A healthy heart pumps a steady supply of blood throughout the body, but the heart of a hungry child shrinks, literally, so it has to work extra hard to pump enough blood. Vital organs like the liver and kidneys filter out toxins and waste, while the immune system fends off diseases. But when a child is malnourished, dangerous toxins build up in the liver, the kidneys fail, and a weakened immune system crumbles in the face of killer diseases. Skin and bones are also affected by nutrition. Healthy skin is like armor, shielding the body from infection, and healthy bones get bigger and stronger as a child grows. But when a child is malnourished, their skin cracks, allowing infections to get in. Their bones stop growing, which is why hungry kids often end up being small for their age. So how can we help? We need to catch hunger before it starts by making sure kids aren't just getting enough food, but the right food, so that they have the best possible chance at a healthy, successful life.
How does too much eating and hunger affects our digestive system?
Too much eating and hunger can interfere with the normal processes of our digestive system because all our organs needs proper nutrients for it to function properly.
Does too much hunger can lead to any kind of disorder?
Yes, hunger can lead to some disorder.
Why is fat the body's preferred way of storing energy?
Fat is one of the essential nutrients. There are the essential nutrients. One of these is fat. It provides the caloric energy in the body. It is used for exercising or for basic biological processes known as basal metabolic rate that the body performs while at rest. Any calories that are not immediately metabolized for energy are stored in the body as fat for future use.
What are the different disorders in eating and hunger?
Eating disorder are yung bulimia nervosa, which is ang pattern nyon is yung binging and forging. It is the period of sometimes extremely overeating followed by a period of vomiting and use of laxatives. Other one is anorexia nervosa, involves dieting to the point of starvation. They have an intense fear of being fat and are obsessed with being thin. Ang disorder naman with hunger are high cholesterol, diabetes, heart diseases, hypertension, major depression, kidney diseases, arthritis, stroke, bone deterioration, and obesity.
Food is a favorite pastime for many, which is convenient because we need it to live. But what would happen to you and your body if you were to completely stop eating food right now? In the first 6 hours, all is fairly normal. Your body begins to break down glycogen, which stores energy in your body, into glucose, which your cells use as fuel. Around 25% of energy generated this way is used for your brain alone, while the rest goes to muscle tissue and red blood cells. But after about 6 hours, this method of energy production halts as the glycogen stores deplete, which can lead to the notorious hangry or hungry and angry feeling that many of us know too well. At this point, your body enters a state called ketosis as it begins to fast or starve. Because there's very little glucose in your blood, your body must begin to break down fat for energy. This fat is in turn broken down into fatty acids. However, your brain can't use long-chain fatty acids, which is a problem. Because there's no more glucose and the fats are too large to cross the blood-brain barrier, your brain changes modes and begins to use ketone bodies for energy, which are short-chain derivatives of fatty acids. This works for the time being, but ultimately only 75% of the brain's energy requirements can come from ketones. It still needs glucose, which means your cognitive functioning becomes impaired. Now, it's important to mention that you don't have to be starving to be in ketosis. Many people enter this phase if they're on a low-carb diet, or professional athletes who use all their carbs for an extended period of time, like marathon runners, will be in this state as well. However, beyond 72 hours, not only will your mood and energy suffer, but your brain will start to break down your body's own protein. The proteins release amino acids which can be converted into glucose, which is great news for your brain, but bad news for your body. Basically, your body is cannibalizing itself by destroying your muscle mass. In women, undernutrition often shuts down the menstrual cycle as the body tries to reduce energy expenditure. Bone density diminishes, and both men and women may experience loss of libido. Within a few weeks, the body's immune system will be so weakened without any vitamins or minerals that many will die from disease. Otherwise, it will continue to use up all energy sources until there is no glucose, fat, tissue, or muscle mass left. One of the more common causes of death is cardiac arrhythmia or heart attack due to the tissue degradation in the heart, diaphragm, and body. This is fairly common in those suffering from anorexia. Of course, the body experiences severe organ failure all around. Starvation can lead to death in as short as 3 weeks or up to 70 days, as documented during the Irish hunger strikes in 1981, though the duration of survival is greatly influenced by how hydrated you are and the amount of fat reserves your body has, which in some ways is incredible that the body can sustain for so long with no food. And yet, approximately 795 million people around the world have to deal with this reality. The good news is that the 7 richest countries have pledged to lift 500 million people out of hunger and malnutrition by 2030, but we need to hold them accountable. We're working with an organization called Global Citizen to do just that, and here's a really easy way that you can help out too.
Ano po, depende kung gano'n kapagod sa isang araw.
Hindi.
Hindi lang halata. Depende. Siguro po, minimum of 1, maximum of 3.
Dalawa?
Depende sa dami ng pinakain. Tamang pagkain. Alam mo yung pera, walang kain.